What's going on, guys? Welcome to Total Football, where we discuss everything football. Sponsored by the One Football app for all your up-to-date football news. You already know the drill by now. Slide down into the description, download the app, and yeah, enjoy it. And while you're down there, do a couple things for me. Obviously, you know that I've got that joint YouTube channel with my brother. We got our first episode of Bants and Sauce out already, which is doing really well. Got quite a few subs, over 30,000 views on our first show. Second show I've uploaded, but I haven't made it public yet, but it's coming very soon. So make sure you subscribe to that. And also, if you haven't watched Total Football already, my white collar boxing promotion company, Future Boxing, make sure you go down in the description. Give us a follow on Instagram as well, guys. Trying to get to the 10k so we can swipe up. We're on 4.5. I think we're on like 4.5k at the moment. We got some exciting things coming up. So yeah, check my Instagram story for details. Sod it, man. Just follow all the socials, innit? At Rants and Bants on Twitter and Instagram. You'll see what's going on. Obviously, I appreciate you lot support. And yeah, don't cost you nothing to just hit the follow button. So do that for me, please. And then obviously my GoFundMe page, where I'm raising money for obviously the disaster in Australia and the homelessness. That link is in the description, and also fight tickets links in the description. So there's a lot of stuff in the description, even a discount code for your clothes if you want to buy some clothes. So it's an action-packed description today, and it will be every day up until the 8th of March when I have my fight. So cool, I think that's everything. If it's not, then meh, is what it is. All right, let's get into your Total Football topics, because we've got quite a few good ones. Okay, T-Dog, T-DAWG. Why do English fans dismiss other leagues claiming they're farmer leagues when the defending here is one of the worst in Europe? For example, players like Vardy and Ings wouldn't score all those goals in Italy. Even Ronaldo's goals have dropped off there. Here it's just gung-ho. You know what I would say, yeah, about that argument? I think that Jamie Vardy's style of football, yeah, suits English football. It's the same with Danny Ings. What I would say about English football, yeah, is a lot of the time, it's just, you get more space in it, like, compared to the Italian league, for instance. So when you're saying that Ronaldo's goals have dropped off, they have, because in Spain, no disrespect to Spanish football, and I'm not saying it's less tactical, but what I'm saying is, you come up against less teams that are out there to just try and stifle you. Even your bottom teams try and play football a little bit. And that's why you see Real Madrid beating teams 9-0 and stuff like that, because teams try and out-football Real Madrid. Whereas in Italy, like, there's no shame in putting 10 men behind the ball and trying to get a draw. Like, teams are actually respected for doing that. It's just the culture. So because of that, by nature, it can be a lot harder to score in Italy. But then on the flip side of that, you can look and see that Lukaku's banging in goals in Italy, and he wasn't banging in goals like that at Manchester United last season. So I think it's just got to do with styles, innit? Certain players' styles suit a certain type of football, and that's just all it is. Like, I don't think it's to do with one league specifically be better than the other. For instance, in the Premier League, I think you have to adapt to more different styles of football. You have certain teams like Wolves that will sit back, allow you to have the ball, try and stifle you. Then you have certain teams that will sit back, but they'll try and beat you from set pieces. They're more physical. You have certain teams that are more direct. Like if you look at Leicester, when they won the Premier League, it was Mahrez and Vardy. They stayed quite compact, and then they were pinging 40-yard diagonal balls into Mahrez and building from the front like that. They weren't passing through the midfield and cutting teams open. They were very direct. So there's loads of different types of teams you have to come up against. You'll come up against a Sam Allardyce, West Ham. You look at Steve Bruce's Newcastle, very hard to break down, physically imposing team, high work rate. There's so many different types of styles within the Premier League. Whereas I feel like in Spain, you only really come up against one style of football, and that's just teams trying to play like the pretty stuff. Like the only ugly team here that would want to shithouse their way to to a victory was probably Atletico, and that ain't really changed, innit? Simeone does not give a damn, like, how he gets the W, innit? So I just think you've got more to think about in England. And I think that's what makes it difficult. That's what makes it difficult. Like, you have to be pretty good at more things in England. There's a reason why players like Diego Forlan, Frederic Canute, all these guys struggled in England and went to Spain and bagged bare goals, because there's less things to think about. Do you know what I mean? That doesn't mean necessarily that the Premier League's better than Spain, because, like, probably if you got the top 10 teams from both leagues, you see that the gap between Barcelona and Real Madrid and, say, everyone that's not Liverpool right now is quite big. But then if you take Barcelona and Real Madrid out of the equation, you take Liverpool and Man City out of the equation, and then you start to look at the other 4 teams below, like and then you look at Manchester United, Tottenham, this, that and the other, you'll find that actually it's quite close there. Do you see what I mean? So it's a weird one, innit? I just think where the disparities are is between the bottom teams. I think that the teams that are in the bottom 5 in La Liga and in France would probably get beat by the likes of your Watfords and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? I think that that's where the disparity is. So I hope I answered that as best as I can. I think there's no right or wrong answer to this. I think those are some of them grey areas. I do agree that Vardy and Ings probably wouldn't score as many goals because it's a more technical game. You need to be good at linking the play. You can't just really be like an on-the-shoulder striker in Spain. You have to have like a decent level of technical ability because of the style of football they play. And I think that Vardy is very much suited to the Premier League. So I think that that's all it is. I think it's just styles more than levels. Let me know, guys. Let me know what you think. If you've got another explanation or you think it's something else, that's fine. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. I just thought, let me see if I could break this down. Next one, Christian J. Hashtag Total Football. You had a question in a previous Total Football about Kane keeping Spurs back due to his lack of tactical flexibility. When you have a player like him in the team, do you think England suffer the same issue because of him? And if they do, how would you get around this? Me personally, how I would get around it, speaking from experience in terms of, obviously, I'm managing the United Stand team at the moment. And the way we play, like, we've got our striker who's very good at holding the ball up and acting as a wall. Like, the closest player I could kind of compare it to, would be like the way Giroud plays like centre forward, where he's very good, holds the ball up well, lays it off, brings people into the game. But also our striker can turn and go on his own. That's great, because it means that we can pass, and we like to pass, but sometimes if we need to go direct, we can go direct. Last game, he didn't play. And when he didn't play, we didn't have a player like that, so we had to play like a smaller, quicker striker up front, and it ruined our rhythm. So what I would do is I would have a backup striker that's similar in qualities and attributes, so that the style of football didn't have to change that much. Like, for instance, Tottenham brought in Llorente because he's still tall, he can hold the ball, do different things. Do you know what I mean? I just think that if you decide that you're going to play a formation where you do have a focal point as a striker, then your second striker needs to be similar in attributes, because if he doesn't, like, your whole style of play can be disrupted. And that's what I mean about bringing in players that fit a certain profile. They don't necessarily have to be the best players, bro. They just have to fit a profile that suits the style of football you want to play. I like playing with a focal point up front. I do, innit? Like, as a coach, I like someone that can hold the ball and bring people into play. I much prefer that. Do you know what I mean? I much prefer that. That's why I like strikers like Edin Dzeko, that can hold the ball. Like, when Berber played up top, he could hold the ball. I much prefer a striker that does that. And another striker that did that, whose hold-up play was very underrated, and some people might laugh because they don't really watch football like that. Obviously, Mark Viduka was similar. He could hold the ball, very technical, very strong. But also, like, Bobby Zamora as well. When Bobby Zamora was at Fulham, his hold-up play and his link play was mad, bro. Like, when I mean you're not getting the ball off him, arms out, bam, bring it down, bring man in. And them kind of players, get called donkeys and they get underrated. Heskey was very similar. He held the ball very well, and probably a lot of Michael Owen's goals he scored for club and country came due to the fact that he had an Emil Heskey. But people laugh at Heskey and call him a donkey. But I think he scored over. Did Heskey score? I think he scored nearly 100 goals. Or did he score over 100 Premier League goals? I'm not sure. I think he might have been in that quiz. Let me know how many goals Heskey got. But Heskey got mocked and that. But Heskey was actually a decent player when it comes to holding the ball up. So I think the way you get around the Harry Kane, missing a Harry Kane, is bringing in someone of a similar stature and a similar skill set to Harry Kane. So you don't have to lose your fluidity. Let me know what you think. The next one. Awazi2. Hashtag Total Football. Name your 5 all-time best players and reasons. Okay, so my top 5 in order is Ronaldinho, Messi, R9, Zidane, and then fifth possibly Maradona for me. And the reasons, number 1 is Ronaldinho for me because he won everything that he needed to win in a very short space of time. I don't factor in longevity for the simple fact that he's done things with the football I've never seen again, and we may never see again. I think the closest player to Ronaldinho now is Neymar. Neymar played a just disgusting swivel volley pass up to Mbappe the other day, and I nearly wanted to throw my phone in it. Like, the combination of entertaining, playing with a smile on your face, and being decisive in big games, Ronaldinho is unmatched for me. Then Lionel Messi speaks for itself, innit? R9, people talk about longevity and this, that and the other. I don't care. He's the best number 9 to ever play the game. Andy Cole was talking about him also yesterday when I was with Flex. Said that he was standing in a tunnel next to Andy Cole, next to R9 when he was at Inter, and he was just like, yo, this guy's ridiculous. Like, R9 was playing at 70% injured and he was still the best player on the pitch. Zizou, again, big man, played the game at his own pace, ridiculous touch, played wide left for Real Madrid a lot of his career, had no pace, and he was so good, he just controlled games from the left wing. It was left midfield at the time. It wasn't left wing because he wasn't marauding and going down the outside. He just played with a free roll and an elegance for someone that was over 6 foot. His touch and the way he just commanded games and bossed games. And then Diego Maradona, ridiculous, innit? Great touch. Played in a time where man could tackle you chest height and was running through, man. Won World Cups. Brilliant touch, man. Great low centre of gravity. One of the best dribblers. Like, if you look at the conditions these men were dribbling, he was dribbling on flipping cabbage patches. So that's my top 5. Guys, let me know yours in order if you can. You don't have to tell me why. That might take up too much space. But if you want to, feel free. Okay. Next one. It is at Samuel Idile. Do you think France will dominate international football the same way Spain did 10 years ago? Or do you think they can dominate for a longer period? They have players who didn't go to the World Cup who would start for most nations. Hashtag Total Football. Like Anthony Martial. Like Dembele. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You got Somare coming through. Listen, France got some ballers. I think that this is their golden generation now. Like Holland had a golden generation, didn't win nothing. Germany had one. Spain had one. I think it's France's turn. I think out of the next 4 tournaments, France will probably win at least 2 of them. So yes, I would say that they're going to dominate. I think France have 4 players in every position that are a joke. All 4 of their players probably start for England. So yes, I do. I agree, guys. If you don't think it's France and you think it's another team like Belgium or whatever, let me know if you disagree with that and you think that another team could be a dark horse. But yeah, absolutely. I'm with France. At Man Like Memphis 1, how long do you reckon till we see an Asian or African country winning a World Cup? Honestly, bro, I'm not sure. Because I think that as much as they're producing a lot better players now, I think in terms of facilities and infrastructure and stuff like that, I think that they're a lot further behind a lot of other European countries. Yeah, like I just think that they're behind, and that's all it is. So it's going to take a while. I think it will happen eventually. Do you know what I mean? But I just think that they've still got some work to do. They've got some catching up to do. But it's getting better, man. If you look, say, 15 years ago, you know what I mean, or maybe more than that, when you were thinking about prominent African players, you were thinking about George Weah. In that time when George Weah was mashing up things for AC Milan, what other African players were really prominent? I think he was winning like African Player of the Year like every year on a joke thing. Do you know what I mean? Since then, you've got the likes of the Yaya Toures, the Sadio Manes, the Samuel Eto'os. Do you know what I mean? Now we've got Koulibaly as well. Like Wilfred Zaha's playing for his native country. You've got loads of... Also, you've got a load of British-born and players that are born in Europe now playing for their home nations, which does make them stronger. Just like if you look at the Jamaican team, for instance, you've got a lot of first generation, second generation Jamaicans now playing for Jamaica that were born in England, which automatically made them stronger. So, you never know, bro. But I think that I don't think it will happen in the next 10 years. That's all I will say. But I think that it's only a matter of time. If you disagree, let me know as well. And if so, who do you think is most likely with the current crop that they've got to pose a real challenge? I wouldn't mind seeing one of them get to the semis or the quarterfinals. Even if they got to like the knockout stages of the World Cup, that would be amazing. Third best player in the world, Kyle Young. Ronaldo, for me. Cristiano Ronaldo. I think that Neymar is better than him now. I think Messi and Neymar are the two best players in the world. I think Cristiano Ronaldo comes in third. I think Cristiano Ronaldo is declining. That's no disrespect to him. He's getting older now. Yeah, I'd say that Neymar is better than Cristiano Ronaldo. I know a lot of you may not agree. That's completely fine as well. Yeah, or maybe your third best player in the world might be someone else. Let me know who your third best player is in the world. Some people might have Mbappe there. Some people might have Mo Salah there. Some people might have Mane there. Do you know what I mean? Let me know. All right, we're almost there, guys. Some bloody good questions. At Frozen Toto, it says, do you think that Virgil van Dijk being classed the best defender of all time in the Premier League is a joke since the quality of attackers in the Prem have dropped since the 2000s? Yes, I do, but not just for that reason. I just think if you honestly look at Virgil van Dijk, yeah, and you think that he's better than Nemanja Vidic, like he's better than Rio Ferdinand, he's better than a prime Sol Campbell, he's better than a prime John Terry. I don't know what to tell you. I genuinely don't think he is. Like, do you know what I mean? I think he's a very good player, but I don't think he's better than those guys. I think that he's in the conversation. I think he's as good as those guys, but you could argue that he's playing in as good or if not a better team than these man. Really, because football has changed, it's evolved, and I honestly think this current Liverpool side gives all of the teams I mentioned a very good go. A very good go. Very good go, bruv. Do you know what I mean? I think that 2008 Manchester United team was some of my favourite, but I think that this Liverpool team are as good. I genuinely do. I think that Rooney, Ronaldo, Tevez slightly shades Firmino, Salah and Mane. However, I think just their fluidity and their understanding of football and everything, I feel like they play better football, to be honest, even though I think that the United team probably have better players. I think if they play each other 5 games, it could go either way. That's how good I think that this Liverpool team is, and it pains me to say in it because I don't like them. So the same goes for that Chelsea team. Prime John Terry, should we say Terry and Carvalho, or should we say Terry and Gallas? Do you know what I mean? Very good team, but I think that Liverpool team, this current Liverpool team, is as good. Do you know what I mean? And then you think about Arsenal invincible team with Sol Campbell, I think that this Liverpool team's better. So, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't really know how much of Van Dijk's dominance is to do with how far clear Liverpool are of everyone else. I'm not really sure. There's no real way to tell. But I just think that all the guys I mentioned above as well did it for a lot longer. I think Virgil van Dijk is in his late 20s and he's only now playing at the top level in football. Rio Ferdinand got his move to Manchester United young. Nemanja Vidic, John Terry, all these men were captain in their team in their early 20s and playing in major tournaments, and Virgil wasn't in it. So I just think just based on that alone, if we can't find tangibles, I think based on that alone, I don't think he's better than them, but he's definitely of that level. Let me know what you think. All right, last few. It says bad evening. I'm dying. That's a funny name. Who was the best left back of the 2010s? Marcelo, Felipe Luis, or Jordi Alba? I think Marcelo is the best left back I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm gonna be honest with you. I grew up watching Roberto Carlos. I loved how he almost transformed what we knew a left back to be. But I think that Marcelo is one of the best footballers in the world. Like, not just as a left back. I think Marcelo could play up front, left wing, centre mid. He's technically out of this world, innit? Like, he can pass, he can dribble, he can shoot, he can defend, he can attack, he can do anything. I think he's one of the most complete footballers on planet Earth, innit? That's how highly I rate Marcelo. Marcelo is definitely, for me, top 10 footballers of the last, probably of the last decade. He makes the top 10, like, as a complete footballer, comfortably for me. Marcelo, like, I can't compliment him enough. I think he's a ridiculous footballer. Let me know what you think out of them three guys. And last but not least, it says Nico Bassa, Michael, what do you think of the McGregor fight and his comeback? This is nothing to do with football, but I said I'll take it anyway because I'm into combat sports, and obviously I've got my white collar promotion, so you'll be hearing me on the socials talking a lot more about boxing and fighting and that. Honestly, I think that Conor McGregor's done. I think that winning, getting that windfall against Floyd Mayweather, you saw pretty much, yeah, that some people in life are just not meant to have money in it. Conor McGregor's one of those ones, and he got the money, he dropped the ball, his heart's not in it no more. And because his heart's not in it no more, obviously Khabib would have beat him anyway. Do you know what I mean? I think Ferguson would ruin him. And I just think that even if he does win this fight, he's never going to be at the level he was before, innit? I think that people know he's beatable. People know he's got quit in him. And I just think that the hunger's not there and he's fighting for money. So when you're fighting for the wrong reasons, you tend to get your comeuppance, innit? So even if Conor McGregor wins, I think that he's done out here. If you're a fight fan, let me know in the comment section what you think about that. And boom, there we have it. Big up for all your questions, sick questions. Make sure you follow those socials for me and my joint channel with my brother if you haven't already. Appreciate all your support. And yeah, like I said, the merch is in as well. I haven't uploaded that to the site yet. But obviously, as I said before, you got your Presence Blood t-shirts and that. You know, like that. It's funny how man said it once, yeah, and then all of a sudden, like, it's just the thing now, innit? So, you know what I mean? I got colours for everyone. Red, white and black's obviously United colours. I got the 3 colours. But, you know what I mean? If you're an Arsenal fan, you got red and white. If you got a Liverpool fan, you got red and white. If you're a Spurs fan, you got the white one. Do you know what I'm saying? And then who doesn't like a black and white tee? So there's something for everyone. Do you know what I'm saying? If you support Chelsea, nobody cares, innit? So you can just choose one of them 3 colours. Big up for your support, guys. Yeah, this has been fun. You know I enjoy doing this anyway. And I'll see you post-match for the match review. Yo, I done a United-Liverpool show with Vuj today. That's coming out on the United Stand as well. So look out for that as well. We've been busy. We've been active. Yeah. Thanks for the support as always. Much love. And man, we'll catch you on the other side.